That gives me great comfort. Thank you. The other concern I have is that, just looking at the worst case scenario, whilst it's not the case at the moment, and clearly as we sit here in sort of end of 2011, I think it's fair to say that from where I sit, I think that there's more demand for rental property than there is supply, which is great. But I guess in a couple of years' time, if someone's watching this video, that there may be a situation where there's too much supply and not enough demand. I mean, how do you mitigate the situation where maybe you can't rent out a property and therefore we're faced with paying back a loan, but also that we can't rent it out?
Firstly, type of property.
Right.
So I tend to have smaller units, so studio flats, 1-bedroom flats, 2-bedroom flats, occasional 3-bedroom houses, but nothing more than that. So we may in the portfolio have 10 houses or 10 properties,
sure,
but each of them are quite small risks. And they'll probably be in different sort of locations as well. So maybe a couple in the south, some in the Midlands, some in the north.
Okay.
So that's diversifying the portfolio.
Right.
So we diversified in the size of the property.
Yes.
Interestingly, in the recession just gone, or we're in at the moment, the demand for my studio flats went up because everybody moved down a notch.
Yes.
So, in fact, the rentals actually went up.
Right.
What I've always tried to avoid is a massive £1 million property that you're trying to rent out for £3,000 a week or something.
Yeah, sure.
Because that is a big risk.
Sure.
And instead of having a £1 million property, which is a big risk, I'd much prefer to have 10 or 15 smaller risks.
Absolutely.
And so you're diversifying your risk.
Yes.
And obviously, to be able to rent it out is the most important thing. So I wouldn't knowingly pick an area that I thought that was going to happen in.
Have you ever had a situation where maybe you take out insurance? Is that something you've looked at?
I have looked at it, and I probably will do some soon.
Yes.
It's just that, at some point you're going to get a disaster with a property. So with a tenant, I mean, it might happen on day one of ownership.
Yes.
It might happen, after 3 years.
Yes.
So there'll be, they might trash it, not pay the rent, take them to court, have to evict them, all of which takes time and money. So at some point that's going to happen.
Sure.
And it's all hassle that I sort out.
So you sort that out.
And it's always a balance that I normally discuss with my partner. So that do you pay insurance for that to happen on every property? We've got some 90 odd properties in the portfolio, so that is quite a significant amount of money.
Sure.
Or do you just take the risk that across your, just say 10 properties in that portfolio, that'll only happen once every 18 months, so is it really worth the insurance?
Sure. I mean that's what I really like about your answer, and I think it's absolutely right in business, is that you do spread your risk. I think businesses, and we are talking about business here, I think businesses that have a reliance on perhaps one or two big customers, if they lose one, they're in trouble. What I like about what you're saying is that you've got a good spread. At the end of the day, there's whatever you do, there's a risk. But I think what you're saying, and I like, is that you actually reduce that risk to a minimum. So
I think the other beauty about property is you're diversified because you can either sell or rent.
Yes.
So at the moment, hard to sell.
Yes.
But rental market's very good.
Yes.
If and when the economy picks up, more people will buy.
Yeah.
Then less people will rent, so your rental demand will go down slightly.
Sure.
But more people want to buy your product. So with those two angles, that whichever way that sort of balance swings, then you can benefit from it.
Definitely. You've got an exit strategy, that's the thing.
I mean, your exit strategy might change, but you've got that balance that whatever happens, there'll still be demand for your property, either for rental or for sale.
Yes, I think the other thing I really like is the fact that if you went into say some sort of property fund, that whilst you're in property, obviously you've got a fund manager and you've got charges and fees. But the other thing is you don't actually see the property you're investing in. Yes, you get a document with your sort of allocated units in the fund, but you don't actually get to see and feel and touch. Yeah. And I think what I really like about this is that as a joint venture partner, I guess, and I think I'm assuming here, but I guess I can have as much or little involvement in the discussions as I want.
Correct. Yeah.
But
Some
it's
of
really,
my partners, I've probably got about 15 now.
right.
They want to come and look at every property and
Yeah.
see how it's going.
Yeah.
And if we're refurbishing it, they want to be involved, which
Yes.
is great. And
Yeah.
I like that involvement.
Sure.
I've got others who view it as a pure investment and never ever want to go and have a look. They just want to report on the odd photograph.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I'm happy with both of those arrangements. And if they want to come out on site with me and learn how to do it themselves, but if they want to do a couple of projects with me and then learn how to do it or how to do a refurb and then
Yes.
they're off on their own, that's fine.
So you actually offer a service where you can perhaps almost a consultancy service in terms of.
I mean, I do a bit of mentoring that
Right.
people want some advice on property or refurbs
Right.
and things, or occasionally I'll just do a refurb as a project manager
Yes.
for a client.
Right. Right.
I'm just doing a big one in Salisbury at the moment for 16 flats,
Gosh.
and I'm just project managing the works happening there.
Right. Right.